Alrighty, so in this video we're going to create our model to view our components. When we click here on the comments, we want to trigger a model so we can view our post. Let's go back to our code. In here we can simply open a new terminal. Down here let's type php artisan make livewire post.view.model. This one should be an inline component because we're not going to use the blade. Click enter. Alright, our inline blade component has been created. Now we can just close everything from here, close all. Let's open our new model component here. Model, make sure you open this one, the app livewire post view. Right, in here it says HTML. We can just change this to blade in all caps. Alright, awesome. Now first thing I'm gonna do, let's first extend our model component here. This one. Alright, make sure this is extended. You can actually remove this livewire component. Alright, next let's add some. In here I'm gonna receive one variable called the post. So here let's say public post. Then in here, like for example, we want to let's create two functions which come with this model component. In here, if you check here, if you go down here, you see this static function close model on escape. I want to copy this one, and then here let's paste it there. Let's just remove everything. Let's return false here. Right after that, we're gonna create one more function. This one is called max model width. So in here, it's called model max width. This one. So now we're gonna copy this one. Go back to our model. We can just paste this here. Let's return 5x at least. We'll check out how that is. A string called 5xl. Alright, so after doing that, in here let's create a mount function, which is like our constructor. In here let's say this post is equals to post models find or fail. You can say this post, since by this time this is an ID, and then we'll turn it into an actual model after we get it. This will be the first line to be hit in our component. Alright, so in here we're gonna do, since we want this, like if you check out the root Instagram, we want to give this field of SPA like by updating our URL in root time. And thankfully for us, we can do this easily with the new Livewire version 3. So let's first get the URL. Here, let's say URL. Here we can get the URL for the current environment. And then next we'll say, since we have not yet created this post, let's just say post. We'll create this route later, not now. Then outside you can say dot, say this post ID. And so you can say get URL. So you can say this in Livewire version 3, we now have this JS, which we can write some short JavaScript expression, which is crazy and actually very helpful. So here we can just simply write our JavaScript in our PHP. So here we can simply say history. If you want to know more about history and state, you can search more about this. This is just pure JavaScript right now. Push state. It's just going to be open bracket here. And in here we can leave this two curly brackets. Here we can say empty here, the second argument, and the third argument, now we can pass our URL. So here now we can say URL like that. So we can have the URL inside this bracket. Right, so after doing that, I think that's it for this one. Now one last thing is that here, since we're using this inline blade component, let me close that. Here let's just create one class or two. So here change this to main, and here let's add a class. So I'll just type to the class very fast. Height. Here I want to calculate our own height, so we can use the same thing like calc. This just helps us control the maximum height using the 100 VH. You can say 100 VH underscore dash underscore 3.5. Just some mathematics here. We can say rem. Alright, hopefully that works. We'll check it out later. You can say medium, copy that. Let's say medium. You can say -5. Next is flex co, border gap y 4. You can say px 5. Alright, in here we can just remove that. Let's add one more class. Here we can just add the header dot width full and say py of 2. Right, in here we're gonna add just one close button. I have a button. You type button class font bold. Let's add x. Okay, in here after adding x, You're going to add one more thing saying add, or let's say wire click dispatch. So I'm going to dispatch a browser event, close model. But that's it. So when you click on this, it's going to dispatch an event close model, which will close the current model. Alright, so now to open this, we're gonna have to open let's open our item post, which is a blade. Okay, and in here let's scroll down in the footer, this button, view post model. So here you're gonna say on click Livewire with a capital L dot patch, open bracket. Here we can say open model, comma, open bracket there. Here we can say, alright, the location for our post model is post view model. In here, inside these same brackets, in here just add a comma, open bracket again. Here we can pass a JSON decode, or we can just pass a JSON direct. So here just type post full colon, again 2 open bracket, so we can access our PHP, and here just say post ID. Alright, so after adding the post ID, here we're gonna have to add one more thing which I almost forgot. So in here, inside here, add component. And then here, just after the comma, here add arguments. Add a comma there. And now if we go back, refresh our page, let's try to click here. Awesome. And now you can see our post is opening and our URL is updating here. And then if we click on this X, it's not working. Let's check why it's not working. If we go to our model, and here when you click here, wire click, dispatch close model. Here I forgot to add one closing apostrophe there. Alright, so now here if we close this one, make sure you remove this one and then click enter, because we have not yet created that URL. So now here if I say click this one, alright, if I click the X, it's gonna close, and then this, you see, it's still remaining there. So let's take care of that just with one simple JavaScript code. So in here, after closing, because we're dispatching this close model, so our model is going to close quite alright, but we have to update other components to update the URL and like revert the state back to its original, or previous one rather. For that, you can just simply go to our home in our Livewire comp. In here in our home, let's just create one more function. Here we can say revert URL, no return type. We can just simply copy this one on, and the event you are dispatching is close model. Alright, and in here I'm just gonna do this JS, just gonna say history dot replace state, open bracket there, open curly brackets, comma, empty string, and here you can just say to this one, the home. Alright, and also it's important to make sure you import this on attribute for the new Livewire. So now if we go and then let's just refresh the page. Right now if we can simply open that, and now if we click this X, this one should go back to the home. So here let me click X. Awesome, it's working fine. Right now if I go and click outside the box, it's not replacing, so we must fix that too. Really quick, we can go back to our code. In here we have to publish the views. Yeah, for that we can simply go to the website. So here let's go to the wire elements model. This one, go to the GitHub page, not the actual website. In here we can go to, let's scroll down and go to publish configuration. Yeah, this one. Copy this code. Let's go back to our code. Paste that. Okay, and now our wire elements model has been published. To check that out, we can go to our File Explorer. In here we can go to resources, views, vendor, wire elements model. In here we can look for the model, and this is the model, which one? The one which has absolute insert 0 background grade 500. In here, just right above this, say on click, say Livewire dot dispatch, say close model. Alright, here let me just remove that, refresh the page. Alright, so now watch carefully. If I click this, it will open. If I click outside, voila, now the model is being dispatched and it's working correctly, just like the actual Instagram here. If you see, when we close this, the URL will revert back to the home. Same behavior as ours here. If we click, If we click here, click on the X, it's also going to close this one. Alright, so I think that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. We're now going to add stuff here so we can view our post when we open this model. See you in the next video.